Today's lesson, we recap the progress made since last time. We get to work on some impact conditions that are going to give him some consistency and extra power. We find almost 40 yards with a 7-iron. So we're back for part 2. If you haven't seen David Jones's first lesson, you can go check this up in your top right hand corner of the video. Back from a lovely holiday in Turkey, sporting a lovely tan, played a little bit of golf. Give us a bit of an insight into what's gone on so far since our last meeting.
Well, the round in Turkey played at Carrier, which was very nice in Antalya, was partly successful, found loads of greens from all sorts of different positions, because off the tee, I found myself in all sorts of different positions, because what we didn't do last week was work on those longer clubs and the ball position in the right place and all that. So I was doing all sorts of funky things off the tee. But generally, with a lot of thoughts going into it, because there was a few takeaways from that, 4 or 5 different things in terms of the grip, in terms of the turn, the ball, the Swiss ball. So there was a lot going on in my head, and by the end of the round, it was sort of coming into play. And then I hit balls yesterday, just before I came back here. I just started doing that naughty little fade again, and I couldn't work out why. So I think you'll fix that very quickly this morning before we move on to longer clubs.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's see you get going. What club you got there, David?
7-iron.
Okay, perfect. So on the screen is where we left it last time. These are the data points. Angle of attack down nicely at 4. The window for your club speed is between 3 and 5 down. The path line was from the in 1.5 degrees, and the face was a couple degrees shut. I've cherry picked this one. This was that was a nice one. One of your nice ones, yeah.
But the interesting thing on the carries, when I was hitting balls yesterday, that was down probably 10% on that.
Yeah. So where we started with your 7-irons, these were the polar opposite.
They were more like the numbers I was hitting yesterday. Yeah.
So the path was a little bit left. The angle of attack was the same. The face to path was a little bit more open, and the carries down.
And that's what was odd, because when I was hitting balls yesterday, these numbers are similar. But I was thinking, I'm doing everything that we talked about last week.
Of course you are, David. Of course you are.
So the grip is there.
Yeah. All right, let me reset this back to our 4 boxes.
Let's get that hip moving.
Yeah. All right. Fire away when you're ready.
So the grip is the first thing. That's there. The ball's slightly forward. Angle is there. The shaft lean is there.
Okay, that's a very good effort there. I would arguably say that's perfect.
Okay. Then I've got the left hip lean. Keep me more in a straight line. Pushed it right. So somewhere.
So path line, dead straight. Angle of attack down at 3.7. Face open a couple of degrees. 3 degrees.
Somewhere along the way I'm opening the face.
Don't worry about that. That is all good. So at this point, as a coach, I'm just keen to get the golfer hitting shots. Just let him do his thing and really not get too involved.
Hands here or hands lower?
The second one.
Lower, yeah.
So much better with the face to path on that one. Angle of attack 2 down, face to path -1. Bit better carry at 146, 153 total. I always hope that a client comes back having applied themselves with all the ingredients that we talked about last time, and David's certainly done that. Fantastic. Fantastic. Path from the inside at 0.8. Angle of attack down. Did you use a TrackMan yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, indoors?
Yeah.
Lovely. Now, depending where...
I wasn't hitting that shape yesterday.
Depending where the TrackMan is set up. So every TrackMan has this bay tracer. And so the bay tracer offset sets where the ball and the club are being measured from. If I was to set that tracer over here and you made exactly the same swing, it would give you a different reading to if I set it over here. So when you set the TrackMan up, if the person who set the TrackMan up isn't all lined up correctly, you'll get some spurious numbers. So what we do, or what I do is, I stand here, I make sure that where the ball is, and I look for a dead straight line. It sets it, it's now all calibrated to that white line. And you can see that little white line.
Yeah.
Now, that is one feature. If that's slightly out, that can start to affect the data points. So you could be making great swings,
Yeah.
but the imagery that you see on the screen would not be what you'd be seeing as a
Got
golf
it.
shot. Makes sense?
So maybe I was playing incredibly well yesterday,
Just going to double check. Perfect.
but the ball was still shaping a little left to right.
Still show, yeah, that could still be the case. It could still show that. Fantastic. I really couldn't have asked for more in terms of what David has come back with after the first lesson. Now you're up to 155 carry. Because he's now given me the opportunity to move forwards with some through swing changes, which, let me tell you, hang around for. This is exciting stuff.
Oh, thin. All good.
So today, where we've talked quite a bit about your backswing, yeah, there we go, there's your shot. I want to now start to talk about the other side of the golf ball, which is how your club unloads, which is crucial when it comes to longer golf clubs, and how it will completely eradicate any chance of you, or certainly not necessarily eradicate it, but give you insight into how you can offset that. If you're practicing and all you're seeing is fade, got the grip, got everything he's doing, I'm doing it all right, I'm sure that, which you absolutely are, by the way. What goes on this side of the ball will influence your pre-impact condition. So we need to make sure that the left side of the ball is starting to talk to the right side of the ball, and that's what we're going to do today.
Okay.
So just hit a few more. I'll take some capture. I'll get them up on the screen.
But happy with everything else?
100%. You've done super well there. Usually, the grip doesn't stay the
Gripped.
way I ask. It can so often just back off a little bit.
That's a nice one.
Lovely, really nice. What I'm always keen to do when a person comes back after a session is really say nothing. I just let you hit, because that way it's an honest appraisal, because these are the shots that you left with, or you arrived with, shall I say it last time, David. So these are the 7 irons. And we're just one shy of it. Now these are the 7 irons that you've turned up with. The averages, you can see your path line's gone from being on average outside in left, 2.7. Your path on average today is 0.1, dead straight. Your angle of attack, you turned up 4 degrees down. Now a path line will affect the angle of attack. The more you hit outside in, the more chance you have an opportunity of hitting down. So whilst your angle of attack has reduced by some 1 degree, 0.9, that will be part and parcel of the fact that your path has improved. The real win here is that your face to path value is no longer 3 degrees open, it's now 0.7 shut. The knock-on effect of that is that the energy that you're putting on the golf ball from a carry perspective has gone from 132.9 to 147.9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when you look at just a pure efficiency rating, you go from 82.4, your swing speed is 83.6. You've been on holiday, you've probably had a lovely all-inclusive, you probably haven't done too much when it comes to hitting balls and training, yet you've come back with a bit more energy. I think we said last time, I believe you're a 90 mile an hour 7 iron guy. which would put you in the region of a 170, 175 carry comfortably. And we'll do that, all being well today, with talking about the other side of the swing. Keeping all of those data points the same. They will stay the same, whether you like it or not. So just hit one more of those. I talk a big game, David.
I'm trying to contain my excitement.
Great. That was pretty straight.
Yeah.
Not perfect strike. Wasn't quite as good a strike as the few. Interestingly, let's have a little look at see where the impact is on the face. So these were your 7 irons before, and these are your 7 irons today.
Beth, this is today?
This is today. That was last time. And this is today.
Boy, that's a big leap, it feels like.
There's some good things happening,
Yeah.
one would say. Really nice, really nice. So, one thing that we need to recognise when we're playing the game is that we are always going to have to manage the best players in the world one side of the golf course. You've tried to manage the right side. Unfortunately, when you're hitting it right, bad things usually happen. We grip tighter, we try harder, we get shorter in backswings because we're trying to stop the ball going right. Once you start to have a ball that's trying to bend left, good things happen. You have more lag and load on the way down. You want to move faster. That's why the club speed goes up. All because of you're feeling the bang for your buck. The speed that you put in with the club head, the ball suddenly multiplies more than if you have a face that's open to your path, the ball speed reduces. So a golfer starts to feel like he's more powerful. Now all of a sudden you're putty in my hands, which I was keen to not really get involved with the other side. I wanted you to hit shots, get a bit more comfortable with it, and now we can move on. Really good, really good. So here are the 2 swings that I took.
Lovely.
So here's the setup. The grip is perfect, really well done. The real ingredient that we wanted to tap into was that kink that's made between that left forearm. Right hand, the left forearm and the left wrist there. The right hand, perfect. Posturally, really good, all about creating balance. If I was being super critical, we could go, yeah, absolutely. Just a hair more.
I'd see that as soon as you put that up.
Yes,
I see that.
hair more into the heels.
Yeah.
Because as we move faster, that plays an even bigger role. As you move into your backswing, I'm just going to zoom out. As we move into the backswing, our point where we wanted to measure was really how much you could move into that Swiss ball. Now as you start to make that backswing, by the time you get to the top, arguably I'd like to see you a little bit more into the Swiss ball because we're going to, yeah, absolutely. Because we're going to use the energy that's placed in that left foot on the way down. So the more you put pressure into that left foot, the more it opens up your right hip, yeah, and the more it makes your upper body move. Now you can see that we have definitely turned up today with more shoulder rotation. The rotation of your shoulders is considerably past 90 degrees, which is great. The arm action at the top, we can change that a little bit, but that's not going to be the low-hanging fruit that I really want to tap into today. On the way down, at the point of strike, this is what we want to start to tidy up, okay? I'm so excited because this is going to make such a difference.
If I could do it.
It's going to make such a difference. So at the moment, you can see how your left knee, left hip is beyond.
That's the bit, sorry Stu, that's the bit where I see golfers and I think, I don't look like a golfer in that position.
Yeah. You look like a tour player at address now. We need to make you look like a tour player at impact. So at this point, where you've previously, in your backswing, have moved off the golf ball, that first session where we got you from moving off to the right, if you move sideways, you can load that right foot. Equally, you can load that right foot by pushing into the Swiss ball. You felt the load into the right foot. That's now shifted the energy into the left foot. So on the way down, what we now want to do is create a force that's coming up through that left foot, that's going to feel like, won't actually be, feel like your hip is actually going to move away from the target in a straight line. I'm only explaining what I would like to see. I'm not telling you how to do it just yet, so bear with me. So we're going to use this left foot to feel like it can create a force away from the target, which will start to make your left leg longer. Now, if the left hip is going back, the right shoulder will be coming forwards, because as I move my left hip back, I'll be able to move my right shoulder forwards. This is crucial. The more that you do this, it creates more shaftling. And if you've got more shaftling at impact, that means you're going to have more downstrike. Both of those ingredients need a club face that's well orientated, which is why it's so crucial that you hold the grip and club in the right manner to start with. So at this point, just before strike, we can see that your levers just there have now fully unloaded.
Yeah.
Which is why I know that you will comfortably get to 90 miles an hour. Because if you fully unloaded your levers and you're not using your legs, there is so much energy to come. So at the top, we're going to start to feel how this left foot now pushes force away from the target. It's all going to feel a little bit strange. What this is going to do is start to make you feel that your right side can start to be more involved. So at this point, we'll actually start to feel more open with the chest rather than shut with the chest.
Yeah.
Okay? So, first things first. If there is any content that gets more questions about it, it's this part of the golf swing, the handle track, how we move as a golfer through strike. So, come stand in front of me. So what we're going to get you to do to start with is stand on this skate. And all I want you to do, set yourself up. We're going to move the golf club this way, and you're going to slide the skate out. Just like so.
Just checking I've warmed my groin up sufficiently.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll turn and face the camera so that everybody can see you doing this. Perfect. 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 That's lovely. Good. So just in setup. Perfect. Now what everyone can see is your left leg doesn't want to lengthen. So go back to the start. Perfect. So now I'm going to push you this way. Now your left leg lengthens. And now your right shoulder feels like it can get around. Go back to the start. Now have a go again. So yeah, push, yeah, so hold it there. So this all of a sudden blocks you off. So you can feel the flexion in your knee. Now you feel tight through the mid-back. Yeah. Now I push that back in that direction. Now turn and face the target more. Perfect. So the more I push that back, now in most people's thought is that if I'm sitting back, and that's what you'll feel like you're doing to start with, if I'm sitting back, surely that means that I'm going to hit the ball fat. It's not. It just means that your right side is going to now be able to get up to the golf ball, rather than all of the time the lower half drives forwards. Because we stand on 2 feet, if the lower half drives forwards, my top half's going to sit back to offset that energy.
That funny bend.
Which is where you get the club dropping out early and having no angle of attack.
Yeah.
Okay, so push the skate back. Perfect. Great. Back to the start. And now we're going to make your right shoulder move through. Perfect. So now you feel like you've got left hip, right shoulder talking to each other. So still want to see the left hip and the right shoe doing the same thing. Good, go back to the start. So this time, no rotation.
Left hip and the right shoe doing the same thing.
Left hip, right shoe. They're going to feel like they move the same amount. Come back this way more. Perfect, there we go.
So it's, yeah, okay.
That way, perfect. Because the first thought is, but Stuart, I'm sitting back.
Yeah.
Hold it there. Now I can move your top half forwards. Now I can get the grip lower, which is where you can then start to put more pressure on the golf ball. We'll come on to that in a moment. That's excellent. Super. Excellent. Excellent. Super. So now jump back on the mat for me.
Phew, I'm exhausted. Like a Pilates session.
So all we've done there, if I borrow the golf club, come stand in front of me. So what we've done is got you feeling that as you come down, we start to use your left foot to open your body up, as opposed to your right foot that has pushed you towards the target and your left knee has given way. Your left foot has been a shock absorber trying to absorb the energy that you've pushed in that direction because you had already shifted it off to the right on the way back. So now we've got more energy in this left foot, we can now start to feel that we push it back in the opposite direction. But to you, it immediately felt like I was just getting you to sit back on your right foot. So just come and stand and set yourself up to that golf ball for me. Perfect. Now pop the club head the other side of the ball for me. And now what I want you to do is just very slowly make a through swing. Perfect. Good. And again. So we're feeling the hip moves away from the target and the shoulder moves towards the target. Perfect. Perfect. Lovely. Good. Now set yourself up to the ball. Now go halfway into your backswing. Hold it there. Good. So the energy that you've put into the Swiss ball now gives you the feeling that you can push the hip back and move your right shoulder forwards. Feel that? Back to the start. So halfway back. Good. Now swing. Exactly. Perfect. And again. Yeah. And through. And again. Good. Excellent. Just have a little go like that for me with the ball. Excellent. So feeling and finishing flat-footed is the only requirement. And just a little half shot is perfect. Hold it there. Beautiful. Beautiful. So your path line was inside out 1 degree. Angle of attack was a touch light because now, for the first time, we are truly seeing a representation of what your true angle of attack is. Because if you think about it, when we look on this screen here, and you have fully unloaded the golf club, you have cast that golf club, you wouldn't honestly believe that you've got a true 4 degrees of angle of attack, would you? You wouldn't, would you? All you've done is you've moved your golf swing circle more forwards because of how much your hips have driven forwards. You have therefore moved the low point over here. You've driven a long way forwards.
Yeah.
You've then unloaded the levers. TrackMan has read it that you're hitting down. You're not. You're not. Because you've just moved where you're standing in relation to the ball.
Yeah.
I could stand all the way over here, have a golf ball back there. I could cast and throw the club away, and TrackMan would read that I'm hitting down.
Yeah.
But if I now move the ball in the middle of my stance and I now get myself centered and I throw the club away, TrackMan will say, you've made your angle of attack worse. What are you doing, man? But what I've now done is I've actually started to make you move more, use your feet more. So, have another go for me. Have a little rehearsal. Good. So you're going to use the Swiss ball, use your right foot to load your left foot, and then you're going to push the force back. Perfect. Let's see you hit one. Just a little half swing again for me. Good job. Good job. Excellent. So all of a sudden, the face to path value now feels like, goodness me, the face is getting too shut again, because I'm highlighting the fact that your club is trying to unload too much.
Yeah.
Now at the point you now start to hook the ball, because the unload, the cast is now an issue, I can now fix the cast, because fixing the cast will make the ball go straighter. This is a layering of good movement on top of good movement that will make you move faster and hit the ball straighter. Just have a little look on the screen. Let me show you what that looks like. So now, at the point of strike, we've now started to get a left leg that looks a little bit more in line with the ankle.
Not quite there.
Not quite there yet. But what we really see now is how much that golf club is unloading.
Yeah.
Can you see how that cast
yeah.
has really come into play? We're going to fix that, no problem at all. Right now, all I want you to do is keep focusing on feeling that that left hip, when you pull the golf club down, can you see the gap that your left hip is still moving forwards? Which is why I say to people, you will never kill off lateral motion. That's you feeling like you're pushing your hip away from the target.
Yeah.
Have another go for me. So just go halfway back and stop. Good. So just halfway back and stop there. Perfect, good. Now swing down slowly. Perfect. Lovely. Excellent. Amazing. Well done. Now we've got 3 degrees down. Path dead straight, face a degree and a bit shut. Excellent stuff. Feelings? Odd. Yet more oddness.
What's that little thought bubble? All that noise going in my head.
It's all kind of a bit weird.
But I'm pleased that I've managed to get the other stuff sort of in there already.
Absolutely.
So that this is the one thing I can think about.
Good, super. Lovely, really good. Really good.
Funky.
All good, you keep going. How much more dynamic is it starting to feel with your legs?
Yeah.
And it now feels like you are chipping it down there.
Yeah.
And you're hitting it 145 yards. Amazing. So take a little look on the screen here. So we can now see at the point of strike, you're now posted, and your left hip and your left leg. Can you see? Now it doesn't look like we are giving way.
Yeah.
But what we really start to see is this excessive nature of the club unloading way too hard. So now you've got that, let's fix this. So,
Unloading what, sorry, Stu?
so we've got too much cast. So we've got too much cast in the club at this portion of the swing. So the club is fully unloaded right here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
So the left arm and the club shaft is dead straight, and then by the time you get to the ball, the club head's overtaken. Now if you think about the fact that the club head is overtaken, and you're striking the golf ball, and I'll just get this here, because a moment ago you went, oh my goodness, my path's gone 4 degrees to the left. Don't like that. Now if you think about the fact that when a golfer is swinging too much up on the ball, when the lever is fully unloaded, you're striking on this part of the circle.
Yeah.
So your path should be outside in.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the more we hit with sharfling, but that's not how it really works, but it's a phrase that most people know, the more we'll hit on this part of the circle, so the more the path will arrive from the inside. So when you're throwing the club head away, you are actually striking the golf ball on the way in of the circle, which is why it's now starting to feel like this ball wants to go left, as it should do. So let's change that sharfling. So now what we're going to do is come back to this little tool. These are like rocking horse poop, but fortunately all you need is a baking tray. Put it on your right foot and you can slide the foot beautifully. So it does everything that a baking tray can do as well. So what we're now going to do is create the TheraBand push off your posture. So when you're pushing on the TheraBand, you're pushing force off of your posture rather than allowing the TheraBand to allow you to change the shape. Now what we want to do is push this force against the force of the leg. So that left leg is going back and the force of that TheraBand is going down. Have a go.
Okay. It's not like sort of rubbing your stomach while with one hand.
Good. The key to this is palms together, facing the floor. Perfect, good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some slack into, put some slack into the band. Perfect. So you're going to feel the pressure down as you slide the skate back. Perfect. Good. Push that left hip back a bit more for me, David. Even more. Hold it there. So don't rotate. Yeah, perfect. So just go back to the start. Don't rotate this time at all. Stay facing that direction. No, back to the start. Don't rotate at all. So you're just going to keep it there. Back to the start.
Oh, sorry.
And I'm just going to push you sideways. That's the direction I want your hip to move in. And again. Perfect. You feel that? There we go. Super. Amazing. Push the left leg a little bit longer. There we go. Excellent. And again. Super. Super. Okay, so now, lovely. Jump off. Like the bionic man.
It is.
Come and stand in front of me. Not sure you signed up for this, but you're getting it whether you like it or not. So now, band around your neck. You're now going to be able to grip the golf club. Now we get the setup. You're going to go halfway back and set the golf club. You're pushing the TheraBand against the grip. Now as you come through, you're going to allow the club to swing and push the TheraBand against the grip. So you can see that both halfway back and halfway through, I've got pressure on the TheraBand and the lever swings. Then, as you get more comfortable with that, we're then going to push the TheraBand against the leg. We'll have a go.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh yeah.
Excellent, good. So, just halfway back and stop to start with. Hold it there, good. Perfect, so there's the set. Now come through to the other side. Hold it there. And there's the set, unset. Yep. Hold it there. Yep. Amazing. Now just go a little bit further back and a little bit further through. Yep. Super. Hold it there for me. 1 second. Lovely. Yep, and again. Super. Very good indeed. How's that feeling?
Uncomfortable.
Let me show you. Now. Here's the set. Here's the backswing. So we're starting to see a bit more pressure on the grip.
Better.
Look at the amount of wrist set, look at the amount of hip turn, shoulder turn. Now on the way down. Pressure on the grip. Hands are in exactly the same spot in both swings. The grip, oops, the grip, inside of the right leg, inside of the right leg. Club's fully unloaded. Now we have shuffling. And at that point, the left hip is now back. The right arm is now more in front of you rather than tracking behind you because it's trying to unload the club because the face has been weak. The feet are flat on the floor, not talk to you about that because the force is coming out of your right foot. And now all of a sudden, where you've tried to create shuffling, hold the handle in front.
Yeah.
Look how the elbow has kicked up and in. Now all of a sudden, look at the elbow on the right-hand side. Oops.
Jeez.
How the club now kicks back at you. It's exciting.
It looks like a golf swing.
Absolutely.
It looks like a golf swing, but do I have to carry this around with me on the golf course?
Only every day ending in Y. But all of a sudden, what's happened is that I've got from your belt line downwards, talking to your belt line upwards.
Yeah.
And when the face to path keeps on reproducing the same ball flight, it's like, how hard do you want me to hit it? This is not difficult. This is just teaching a human how to move and use leverage. If the human uses leverage, which we would do in anything that we do, but then when the lever unloads, this ball goes off in spurious directions. You're going to do everything in your might to try and line it back up. And slowly but surely, you take the energy out of the system. So the feet switch off, the hands overtake, arms buckle. But now all of a sudden, we've got a system where your arms, at this point, your arms are pushing against the legs. That's the direction you're pushing on the grip. That's the direction you're pushing on the foot, which is making you spin around. But most importantly, it's now making you deliver the golf club with load in it. And I've not talked to you about driving the handle forwards. All I've asked you to do is push your grip against your feet, which has now made you have an impact condition that looks like this instead of this. Excellent. A couple more.
Right, it's very good, Stuart, honestly.
Have
Keep this on or
have a
take this
couple
off?
more of those,
Yeah.
and then we'll take that away. Super. Super. Sorry. A lot going on down there. Good stuff. So, take the golf club back slowly for me. So at this point, you can now feel the push on the band. Now push with your right foot for me in the opposite direction. Yeah. So now you've got two opposing forces there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So as you stretch the band, you can push on the foot. Yeah. Which now drives the force into your left leg. That's it. Now pull the club and push on the left leg. Very good. Have a few of those. Yep. Excellent. Push more into the Swiss ball on the way back. Yep. Excellent. Super. Hold it there. We need forearm rotation. I haven't asked you to flip the face over because you've still got this shape in here, but what we don't want is the club shaft standing up like this. It needs to still be perpendicular to your spine because that's exactly what you're doing. Oops, back here. Mm-hmm. We can take it off now. So that's exactly what we're doing on the way back. Perfect, good. So back and
Feels
part
weird
back.
without it now.
I know.
Lost without it.
That's it, perfect. Hold it there. Very good. Perfect. So go back and stop. Good. Now swing through. Super, super. And so now, yeah, lovely. Amazing. So now, set yourself up level with the stack of balls there. Don't worry about a ball for the time being. Perfect. And so now, take the golf club back halfway for me. Good. Bit more hip turn because of the Swiss ball. Lovely. Now you're going to feel like you keep the pressure here, TheraBand. You're going to pull the golf club so that the club can now unload itself left of the band. And as you're pulling, this left foot is still firing. And swing, yeah, and swing through. Exactly, exactly. Yep. Amazing. Can you feel how it would now unload?
Yeah.
So now look at what's going on there now without the bat. Yeah. Yeah, good. So this is where we are.
He feels.
It's a bit different, isn't it? Compared to this guy. All of a sudden, you can feel how the pull and the push of the leg makes the golf club unload.
Get me on that tour.
Still time, David. This, the Super Sunday business and Monday night football, it's overrated. You've got no time for
I
that.
want to get the seniors. Come on.
So have a couple of practice
The
swings.
prize pots on there.
So now all of a sudden what we're looking to do is make low point arrive over here by the pull and the push. Yeah, and pull. Perfect, perfect. And again. Amazing. All right, let's see you hit one. Just brush one away. Good luck. Wish you the very best.
Stand back.
Lovely stuff. Good job. Good job.
Hit the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So now set yourself up to the ball.
I'm going to ignore those numbers.
So club up in front of you, just lift it straight up in front of you. There's the pressure on the TheraBand. There's the forearm rotation in the golf swing. Now move around, left hip back. Can you feel the shape the shaft needs to be? The reason why that's gone right, you tried to make the shaft stand up. Perfect. Same again. So lift the club up in front of you. Push the force into the TheraBand. Forearm rotation at 45. Now make a through swing, left hip back. Perfect. That's it, that's it. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Hello.
So now all of a sudden, we've got a path line straight and you've immediately fixed the face to path, yeah? Very good. So club shaft up in front of you again. Now have some arm lift. 45 degrees to the left. Perfect. Now left hip back, right shoulder through. Amazing. Good. And away you go. Hold it there. Super. Not this. Pressure on the band. Push on the TheraBand. There you go. Perfect. Really good. Really good. Club up in front of you. Yeah. Perfect. Now lay it down to 45. Lovely. Now push the leg back. There you go. Good. Do that once more. To the left. Hold it there. Now from here, I want you to push the hip back, fire the shoulder through, and finish in a swing. Very good. Very good. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Yes, that's the best one so far with your forearms on the way through. Excellent. Excellent. Trackman didn't get the data on that one. Not quite your best strike. Good. Now make a back swing and stop. Lovely stuff. Back to the start. Good. And away you go. Well done. Well done, David. Really good. Path from the inside at 1.2. Face to path value, shut 11 degrees. As you start to make your forearms play a role again in your golf swing, because when you've moved sideways, if you had forearm rotation, it wouldn't end well. So you've done everything you can, excuse me, to take forearm rotation out, whether you've consciously tried to do it or not, neither here nor there. But now that I'm getting your hip action to rotate, and then your hip action to rotate, I need these forearms to have more of a forearm rotation, because ultimately, this golf club must move behind us, and this golf club must move behind us. And that's all I'm asking us to do. We're keeping the radius of the golf swing by the use of the TheraBand and the leg action. It just feels contrary to what you've maybe felt before. Yeah, perfect. You can now feel how that swing is occurring. Now that swing at the bottom previously would have thought it would encourage cast. Yeah. But the last thing it does, it actually encourages more shuffling.
So it's going to be a good one.
Really good. Good. So now go to the top of the back swing and stop for me. Good, super, lovely. That's excellent, well done. Back to the start. And away you go. Yeah, amazing. Well done. 3.6 down, straight path, face to path 1. Well done. Super good. And again. So back and stop for me. Good. So as I move the club down, I want you to do the right thing with the left leg. Perfect. That will stop the ball going left.
I don't want to do that, do I? I want to be like there.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Pressure away from the chest. Amazing, amazing. Push up, push down, and give it a damn good pull. Yeah, amazing.
I didn't finish it. I didn't
No,
sort of
you're
finish
good.
the shot.
Very good. So, now, I want you to start to feel how we can use the energy in the grip and the leg action together at the change of direction. So, TheraBand, this is starting to put everything together.
Yeah.
You're going to turn and face the grip. Going to walk away from the TheraBand and put yourself in the top of your backswing. Now from here, we're going to get you to pull the TheraBand and push on the leg. Pull the TheraBand and push on the leg. Come and have a go. Excellent. Hold it there. So back to the start, up to the top. Good.
Sorry, yeah.
There you go.
Position.
So now pull the TheraBand and push on the leg. Hold it there, good. Up to the top again. So when you're moving it down, you're trying to move the band that way. Mm-hmm. And we want you to pull on the band this way. Can you feel it?
Mm-hmm.
Hold it there. Very good. Underneath you. Very good. Very good. And again. Amazing. And again. How's that feeling?
Actually, she's like 2,000 reps a day.
So now have a little look at this on the screen of you just starting to apply that. There's the energy in the left foot. Now we've got some real shape of impact of how it should look, right? The push of that band will start to feel like it's making that right wrist feel a little bit more sympathetic rather than trying to push on the band. And there's your shuffling.
Yeah.
But again,
We're working against 20 odd years of muscle memory here.
honestly, when you get the face in the right orientation and you start to feel real energy from leverage and foot action, honestly, it will light up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I promise you. Yeah. So set yourself up to the ball for me. Good. So up to the top of the backswing and stop. Good. So there's the feeling of the pull and the push with the leg. Perfect, good. Now push the TheraBand away from your chest. Perfect. There's the pressure on the grip that creates the angle of attack. And it's at that point that you keep the pressure here and you allow the lever to swing. Feel how that pressure stayed the same and this swung. Mm-hmm. Excellent. And again, up to the top for me. Move it down. Stop there. Go back just a little way. Okay, and then swing through. Perfect. Up to the top again for me. Down slowly. Good. And then let it swing. Perfect. Now have a full practice swing at that for me. Yeah, well done. And again. Pull, push. Amazing. Pull, push. Good. Now have a little look at that we've just done there. Keep pulling. That creates the angle of attack.
Jeez, that looks like a golf swing for you. It does.
Very good. All right. Let's put the reps in.
Question is, can I hit the ball?
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah, it's just
so-
going to be repetition of that, hasn't it?
Yeah,
That movement.
and it's the drills. You appreciate where we built it, obviously the backswing, but now it's about how you get the pull, the push with the upper body,
Yeah.
and that
left leg, which allows that club to ultimately bottom out late. And it's that mechanism that controls your angle of attack. So when you start to manage that mechanism there, that swing moment there, when you're hitting a ball with a wedge, a 5-iron, a 3-wood off the deck and a driver, when you start to manage that swing moment, that's what controls your angle of attack, because we need a lighter angle of attack for a driver and a long iron than we do with a wedge. And so that moment of feeling the energy, the pull and the swing will be different for all clubs, but subtly. But when the ball keeps on coming out on the same ball flight, and the only thing that the angle of attack is doing is really changing the height, it's easy. You're not trying to contrive, stop slicing it, stop hooking it. And you can see that this is how the best players in the world move, and really they do this from a kid. Then when we play golf as an adult, we don't quite feel it in the same way as we did, because when we're young, the golf club is heavy and it kind of has more of an impact on us than we have on it. And that's where we start to use ourselves really well, when we're young.
I have a question which I think a lot of people watching would want to ask, because they'll be in a similar position. So they're having lessons or whatever, but they've also got games of golf in between. I'm playing tomorrow morning early. What would your advice be going on the golf course?
Yeah, I mean, when you're going out on the golf course, you can only really think of one, maybe two key components of a swing. I think every player, even when they're in their best mode, they've got a key component. When you're practicing, there's one area, two areas that you really want to focus on and let go of all of the rest. And whatever that ball flight creates, you play with that ball flight rather than trying to fix that ball flight. Because ultimately, it's going to feel odd, particularly what we're doing. But when you're changing, it always is going to feel a little odd. But it will deliver a certain ball flight. Keep chipping away at the change, one or two feelings, and whatever ball flight you end up with, you go play with, even if it's something different to what you're used to. So in our case, what I would like us to work on is, for you, is the push of the band and the push of the leg. Those are the two ingredients that are going to be most impactful for us, because it's really going to start to feel like you can control low point. The grip is going to take care of the bend in the sky, because the grip's amazing. The bend in the sky will always be dictated by the grip line share. What we want to do is make sure that the club's low point arrives in the right spot. So just make some full practice swings now. Set yourself up just inside the ball and make this golf club bottom out to the left of that ball. So the way you could, absolutely. So you can push into the Swiss ball, pull the grip. Excellent. And again, push into the Swiss ball and pull the grip. Amazing. Excellent. Now let's see you hit one.
That was a decent shot, that last one.
350 right to left. Push into the ball, pull the grip. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Flicked it 150.
Is that again?
Flicked it 150.
Yeah.
Because it does feel like a bit of a flick at this stage.
Absolutely. Feels very different to what you're used to. Yeah. I mean, how different does that leg action feel to you?
The whole thing feels completely different,
But look at how it's performing. The angle of attack's coming down. The face to path is staying there. You've now carried it 160. Be a sport. Give it a rip. Pull it hard. Use your leg. Let's see how fast you can get it. Don't go crazy, but give it a pull and use your left leg. Well done, well done. So now you're up to 87.
87! Stand back, everyone.
87. The vortex.
What's that attack angle going up and up?
Yeah. So if you want that angle of attack to be reduced, just push the left leg back even higher. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Amazing. So 167 yards, 5 down, couple across, straight face to path. I think that would be a good moment to end the show. Stay tuned for point number 3 or our third session.
There we go.
Superb.
Thank you very much.
Awesome,
Thank you.
awesome.
Hopefully you enjoyed that. A big thanks to David Jones from Sky Sports Football for giving me the opportunity to video the session. It's a hostile environment, the coaching environment, but he was game, and a big thanks goes to him. I look forward to sharing more of his journey with you as we move through the bag and into the driver, and we just trim up some other points in his golf swing to solidify these changes. I have no doubt David is going to be a scratch golfer, and I look forward to watching that evolve over time, as I hope you do too. If you would like a lesson with me but can't get to me in person down here in Surrey, you can check me out on Skillist, a remote golf coaching app. You can find the link to my profile in the description below. But for now, thanks for watching, and that, my friends, is good coaching.